Hello and welcome back to the Fat for Weight Loss channel. I'm so excited today because I'm showing you my top 5 recipe books of all time. These are recipe books that I use nearly every day, but these are all recipe books that I've used to create my own recipe books. So all of the information in here is like higher level information when it comes to creating recipes, putting flavor combinations together and learning how to cook things. So if you are interested in this, then stick around for the video, and all of the links will be available in the description of this video. So if you do want to go ahead and check out any of these books, the links are below. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of the books in no particular order. There's no like best and worst here. It's just a bit of a list of the books that I find most helpful when it comes to cooking in the kitchen. So first up is The Cook's Companion by Stephanie Alexander. This book is huge. It pretty much has almost any recipe you can think of, but it also goes into really, really simple, just really great recipes that work all of the time. So this book, a lot of chefs use this book when it comes to learning about cooking. I've never done a chef's apprenticeship, so I'm not too sure about that, but I know that a lot of chefs use this book when it comes to finding particular recipes, learning how to cook a particular way, and it's just a really great book as a reference. So a lot of the recipes on my website come as inspiration from this book. This book is filled with really, really solid recipes. So what I do is I go back and I make the real recipe. So if I'm trying to make a cake, I'll go and make a real cake and I go, okay, what are the steps? What are the process? How does a normal person make a cake? And then I adapt that to a keto version using a few like simple tips and tricks that I have in my own head that I can do that with. But starting with a real recipe is the way to go. And recipes aren't always made equal. And I think a lot of the recipes inside The Cook's Companion are a fantastic way to get started. So if you're looking to get started, maybe that book is a great way to go. The second cookbook, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat by Samin Nosrat. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she also has a documentary on Netflix called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. And the documentary is fantastic. And I bought the book straight after I saw the documentary, and reading through some of the recipes, just the idea, like it comes with, there's no actual photos in this book. It is all like illustrations. And it's really awesome because the illustrations can sometimes represent exactly what she's meaning much better than you probably could take with a photo, because all of the illustrations just have a white background. So you're singling out exactly what you're talking about. If you can master the single aspects of salt, fat, acid, and heat, you will become a very, very, very good cook. So this is a great one. This one is a great one to pair with the documentary on Netflix by Samin Nosrat. So that's book number 2. Book number 3, The Food Lab. This book is a monster as well. The recipes in this book are fantastic. If you are brand new to cooking, or maybe you haven't quite mastered some of the skills in the kitchen, The Food Lab teaches you how all of those processes work in a scientific way. So if you're a little bit more inquisitive, if you're like a little bit scientific, if you're someone who loves digging into details, then The Food Lab is going to be a really good cookbook for that. I've found so many great, neat tricks from this book, from cooking sausages to cooking meat in a particular way. All of the recipes in here are specifically designed for at-home cooks, and just giving you the best options for the tools that you've got. So The Food Lab is a great book. It teaches you the why, not just the how. This is probably my favorite book. And it's got lots of notes in the top. This is called The Flavor Bible. And I use this book all the time. What it does is it goes through a lot of common ingredients, and it gives you what other ingredients they pair with. So for instance, I just opened to Iranian cuisine. It goes through cuisines, it goes through individual ingredients like citrus, for example, or cloves. If you're trying to make something with cloves, then you might think about adding cardamom or cinnamon or ginger or honey. Probably not if you're keto, but honey goes well with cloves. And so you can flick through here and you can go to maybe pork and know that fennel and garlic go really well with pork. If you've never tried this book, again, a lot of cooks and chefs use this book to make their menus and to pair those different flavors together and take those flavor combinations and turn them into recipes. So this is more of like a meta cookbook. It's not really, it doesn't have any recipes in it. It just has flavor combinations. And sometimes flavor combinations is all you need to come up with your own recipes that taste really delicious, because if you're hitting those flavor combinations, those tried and true ones that, you know, we've dealt with for centuries, then you can't really go wrong. So the Flavor Bible is probably my highest recommendation out of all of these books, just because I use it so much. I've used it in all of my own cookbooks, and those flavor combinations really are indestructible. So great book if you are into the meta of cooking. And then this is a little bit more down that track, but this one takes it to the next level. So this is the Flavor Matrix. This is the book here. And this Flavor Matrix basically goes through how certain ingredients are paired together, but also what other types of ingredients pair together. So for instance, if I turn to capsicum, which is bell peppers for anyone in the States, you know, it has a big wheel of different ingredients. You can see that there. But I know that with capsicum, you can pair red wine, you can pair caraway seeds, you can pair thyme, you can pair broccoli and cauliflower, you can pair olive oil, cilantro, dill, fennel, parsley, all of those things. They're all great flavor combinations with capsicum, but how do you take it one step further? So that's where this section comes in, and I've got this bookmarked here. And this is where it says how to pair flavors. And it goes through and it says, okay, if you've found in capsicum, if you go into something that is maybe a bit savory, like soy sauce or miso, to pair something savory, you would want to, let's see, where savory. So if you want to pair something savory, then you want to look for an alcohol, or you want to look for a caramel, or you want to look for something in the marine section, or a melon, or something meaty, or a tree fruit, or tropical. So that means that if I was to take soy sauce, then I could pair that maybe with coconut, or maybe with passion fruit. And you can come up with some crazy, crazy combinations from this book. My upcoming Sheet Pan Wonders cookbook is based off the flavor combinations that I've put together from this cookbook. So if you're into creating cookbooks, creating those flavor combinations, then this book is a really, really handy combination. And it goes into the science of the different aromatics that pair together, why those different aromatics pair together so well, and how you can prepare those on your own as well. So I hope those top 5 cookbooks have been helpful, or at least a little bit informative for your cooking. If you want to get one of these, I definitely recommend the Flavor Bible or the Flavor Matrix. If you are an experienced cook that is getting into some of the maybe weird and wonderful areas, then those 2 cookbooks are great. If you are someone who's maybe just starting, or you want recipes and you're very detail orientated, then books like The Food Lab, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, and also The Cook's Companion are going to be your best bet, because those books give you all of the specific directions and all of the ingredients that you need for those particular recipes. So again, my name is Aaron. This is the Fat for Weight Loss channel. If you love this video, hit the subscribe button, give it a like, and I will be seeing you in the next video.